buenas. Good morning, everybody. How are we doing today? Ooh. So, guys, fun story. Um, I tried filming this video, and every time I tried filming it, my mind would go blank, my iPad would twitch, and everything. So, we're just gonna shift the conversation a little bit and still talk about what I was gonna talk about, but we'll change it up. Hi, guys. Sorry for the little disclaimer. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I feel like I've been dreaming creepy things lately and weird things that don't make sense. So I feel like why not talk about creepy weird things? Because literally why not? So I'm gonna talk about some creepy paranormal things just because it's still well, only March for one more day and then it's April. We can still have summerween's almost here. Halloween's my favorite holiday. So you know what, let's just talk about the scary oozy creepy little things because yeah. Anyways, guys, so first of all, I want to talk about this theory that I saw on TikTok this morning, and you guys tell me if you believe it or not, and hopefully I don't blank out again. So, the theory was that allegedly, again, this is all allegedly. I saw this on TikTok, so don't come for me. And yeah. Anyways, so allegedly, this girl was saying that scientists actually do know, in fact, what happens to us when we die, but they can't physically tell us because then we will know too much and turn against ourselves or the government or this and that. So, of course, growing up, you were always told that if you did bad things, you would go to hell, and if you did good things, you would go to heaven. So, we instantly have this fear in our heads that if we go murder somebody, kidnap somebody, torture somebody, commit suicide, do any of these things, that we would automatically go to hell once we die. And of course, if you do good deeds and you are a good person and you do help the hungry and the poor are two different things. Sorry, never mind. My brain was rattling. That you'll go to heaven. Essentially, it's what we've been told our whole lives. Um, I feel like even in like depending on what religion you are, that's kind of like the same dynamic kind of vibe. I know a lot of religions don't believe in heaven or hell at all. A lot of religions believe in reincarnation. Some people are not religious completely, but growing up, I mean, it's also all over that. You're going one way or another, right? Because everybody knows. So what she was saying was that the government knows that exactly what happens to us because they incent they put this fear in our head. Okay, I can't speak. They put this fear so we don't try to do bad things. So she was saying that she believes that when we die, we incarnate because there's no way we just die. Because she said this scientific stuff like we are matter and you can't destroy matter. I'm not gonna get into all that nerdy stuff because one, I don't remember exactly what she said, and two, because I don't want to say something wrong and then you guys come after me. I'm not Albert Einstein. Don't yell at me. But pretty much like you can destroy something. So we can't be destroyed, essentially, what she was trying to say. So then essentially is that once we die we right away get reincarnated and we start living a whole new life until we figure out like, oh, and she says that there's people that figure it out like, hey, I just lived this and that, and that's why you get deja vu, and then that's why you like remember random things, and that's why when kids like tell you like, oh, I remember when I was like a senator in 1952, and then you're like, what the hell, and then they never talk about it again because how are they going to know random stuff like that when they're like 3 years old? So she believes that, we all get reincarnated, and that the only reason that the scientists won't tell us the real reason what happens to us when we die is because people will do bad things, and then this world will be chaos, even though this world is already chaos. So I mean, at this point, it's just cherry on top, baby. Okay, so that was that, and then after that, like I said, I've been having really, really, really weird dreams, and I had horrible sleep paralysis. So the other night, so we're just we'll just see what happens. Okay, so why not listen to creepy oopy stories? Okay, first story. And oh, okay, pause. And I also feel like I was watching TikToks about Randonautica. This is why I'm bringing it up too, because um all the stories that I had heard or read about, they all are like weird in the sense that like, how would this random app know? And then the app says allegedly like, it's made for kidnapping, it's made for stalking, it's made for this or that. And it kind of makes sense because it's like, it's this app essentially, and you tell it like you want money, you want to see bones, you want to see birthday cake, you want to see whatever your intention is. Supposedly it's supposed to read your mind as well, and then just take you somewhere. It's give you a coordinates like do 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 do, meet at 72 this and 75 that, and then magically you're supposed to show up and it's supposed to be there. Like, not sketchy. But anyways, back to a first story. These were all on Reddit, so you could probably find them if you want to read any more of these stories. I've had many experiences, but I'll let you know one that freaked me out because I wasn't the only one only witness. I was about 12 years old and I was talking to my dad in his room. My mom was in the closet and with the lights off, but we could clearly see her folding clothes. Well, during me and my dad's conversation, he had asked my mom something but no reply. He eventually got up to the point where he started to yell. I got up and stepped into the closet, but then I heard my mom walk into the room and ask why he was yelling her name. I looked at her and she had a towel wrapped around her. I quickly looked back into the closet and saw nothing. Absolutely nothing. But this obviously creeped me out and my dad out. Whatever we saw, it wasn't my mom. Whatever it was had her shape and even the bun. My mom always had her hair in a bun. I would completely thought this was imagination if it wasn't for my dad seeing it too. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is creepy. Creepy, creepy, creepy. Sorry, I have this back scratcher that I got from my friend. Shout out to Jenny. And I like messing with this. Sorry, guys. And my ADHD's me sometimes, so put that to the side. That's fucking creepy because I've heard many stories like that. And also what creeps me out sometimes is that I'll hear my mom, um I'll be literally in my room watching TikToks. Maybe the door will be like halfway closed or whatever. I'll be with my dog or something, and she clearly hears me saying her name. And then she comes in like, "What do you want?" Well, she doesn't say it like that. And I'm like, "Nothing." Why? She goes, "Why do you keep calling my name?" And I'm like, "I'm not calling your name." She goes, "Yes, you are." I'm like, "No, I'm not. Leave me alone." But just kidding. I don't talk to her like that. But so I'm just like, interesting. Okay, this is a rather nautical story. Woo-woo. Okay. I heard about Randonautica back in 2020 during the beginning of the pandemic. I thought it looked interesting and it might be a good way to get out of the house. My boyfriend and I tried it a couple times and it took us to some random places, but nothing creepy, which was our intent. Fast forward to today and I'm scrolling Facebook and came across a post about how they found the remains of missing girl Candace Fitzpatrick. She went missing in 2008 from Oshawa, Ontario. I think that's where that is. Her DNA was found in the freezer of Adam Strong, who is also a resident of Osawa. Candace was never found until November 2021. I remember seeing on Facebook that the forensics unit was out near my house back in November. Because of the remains being found, I had a brief thought about maybe they found Candace, but didn't really think anything else about it. On the news conference, they talked about where her remains were found, and out of curiosity, I decided to check Google Maps and see if it was at the same location as the forensic search last November. I was not prepared to find out that it was the same location Randonautica took us the very first time we tried it. Now I just feel sick. The random pin was in a small bunch of trees and behind a bunch of newer houses. We parked in the truck, walked down the path, and off the path, tried to get closer to the pin. We ended up giving up because the bush was so thick and left. I haven't used Randonautica since 2020 because nothing really happened and I thought it was fake. But boy, I was wrong. And that's creepy because it's like, how did Randonautica know? Their intent was creepy. How did they know where their remains were? I also saw this theory allegedly that people that did like really bad things would go on there and in a sense like confess their crimes and like have people go and then like, oh, like I found this body, and then they would be like, oh, we found it, and then it would get solved. And I kind of believe it because some people out there are weird and sick. Some people are sick, dude. Like with all like the files going on still, and like just hearing like how like some men are. I'm not saying women aren't weird, but like it just popped up on my TikTok earlier about that one dad that put his granddaughter put his daughter in the basement for like 18 years and raped her and tortured and had kids with her, and the whole time he made up this lie that the daughter ran away and she was living in the fucking basement. Y luego la mamá just believed it. Que, oh yeah, she ran away. Y no hizo nada. And she's just in the basement, her daughter, with like her daughter's daughter. Y como si nada. And the mom never thought, oh, let me go to the basement and go check. That's fucking weird. Y luego the poor girls, and I think it was in Ohio, the 3 girls that got kidnapped and were in the basement for 10 fucking years. See, and that always, okay, this is also my thing. People that kidnap and keep their victims, but not murder them. Who's more of the sick pervert? The guy that kidnaps them and then murders them like right away, or the pervert that keeps them after he kidnaps them? Because it's like the ones that get murdered right away, they kind of, they get assaulted, unfortunately, and then they just kill them. Porque si no, then they're gonna be like, oh, it was this person, right? But the people that just like keep them, like, one, how do you keep people in your house, let's just say entertained, fed, and all this and that for so long without catching any attention? It's always the weirdos. And then, like, for what? Like, I get it. Like, I don't get it. Don't think, and I don't mean it like that. But, like, I get, like, you're lonely, you don't have anybody, so you're just gonna in a sense, like, kidnap a girlfriend or a wife, because a lot of people end up getting Stockholm syndrome, and then they believe that this person, like, their love of their life. But it's like, why? What is going on here that you think what you're doing is justifiable and just kidnapping someone and thinking it's okay? Like the little girl, I think she was like 14, 15 when she went missing, and then when she turned 18 she went back to the police station and goes, oh, I'm actually not missing, can you take me off the registry? And then she was like with this one guy, and she lived with like his family in the basement, and like now she was 18, so it was, I think she was like 14, 15, so it had been like 4 years after. And then everyone's like, well, what the fuck? And then everyone's suspecting, oh, she might have Stockholm syndrome, because what the hell, and all this and that. And it's always like tickles my brain to think that people are that sick in the head. Like, I don't get it. Like, why do people do the things they do? So it's like, sorry guys, my hair's being weird, but like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, I don't know, guys. Like, do you guys get what I'm trying to say? Like, it's just so weird to me. Like, la gente, like, I don't know. See, I always said that if I ever got kidnapped, I would beg them to just keep me. Just keep me, do whatever you want to me, keep me. And then on accident, get Stockholm syndrome, lie to them, be like, okay, it's fine, I love you, and then try to escape, and hopefully I don't get killed. And you ask me, Columba, why would these thoughts come into your head? Why aren't you a normal person? Why? Because anxiety. 2, because there's sick people in this world. And 3, because you just never know when you're going to be in a situation. When people get kidnapped off the street, they don't know that they're going to get kidnapped that day. They will probably go their whole lives never getting kidnapped. But you never know. There's so many people that get kidnapped on accident. And I don't mean accident, but like, there's so many people that just get kidnapped and killed and tortured and all this and that, because there's people sick in the head. So you always have to have a plan just in case. So if you don't have a plan, go get a plan, because you just never know. Now I understand why there's so many paranoid people in the world, because I feel like this is a real thing. I saw this thing that said once your frontal lobe gets developed, you start seeing the world different, because you start being more aware of things. Because when you're like 15, 16, 17 years old, te vale madre todo, and you're like, oh yeah. And then when you get older, you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be doing that. So, and I used to have a coworker, and she would be fucking scared of everything. I'm like, bitch, why do you get scared of the world? Now I understand. Still, don't get. You still have to not live in your life in fear. Because I mean, I went to Europe by myself for 2 weeks. Was my mom trying to tell me not to go because she thought something bad was going to happen to me? Yes, because did she say, "Oh, you're going to get kidnapped and this and that." Baby, I can get kidnapped at Walmart here. And then she was scared of like something else. I was like, I don't have to go to Europe for that to happen. And that stuff happens here. So don't be scared to live, guys. I don't want to put any fear in you guys and be like, oh my God, no, no. Keep living your fucking life. It doesn't matter. Just live your life. And don't be scared of everything. You just have to have enough self-awareness and enough, yeah. Okay, guys, next creepy story. And I'm going to say this is a creepy story because I fucking hate clowns. Okay? Clowns? Okay. Let me tell you a really fun story. So when I was younger, my whole life I've had suffered with sleep paralysis. My whole life. So this is not a thing I just decided to do. And fun fact, not everybody gets sleep paralysis. So the people that don't get sleep paralysis, you know what? You're lucky because I fucking hate that shit. And that shit sucks and it's fucking annoying and it's scary. Anyways, so I remember one time I fell asleep on my parents' bed. I was little and I essentially was taking a nap. And I remember in my parents' room, when you would walk in, there was two mirrors, like the big dresser mirror and then like just like a regular like long mirror. And I remember this vividly because after that, it used to haunt the fuck out of me. So I remember waking up and I think it was one of the first few times I had sleep paralysis, so no sabía. So I had woken up and I was like, oh yeah. And I also thought they were nightmares. I didn't know. So I had woken up and so it was like a nightmare slash sleep paralysis. So I woke up and I was like, okay, whatever. And then I was just like, oh, there's something in the mirror. And I look, and there's a clown just standing in the mirror, fucking laughing at me, all fucking creepy. And like, he's just standing there. And then that's when I was like, oh shit, me thinking it's gonna come attack me. Well, yeah. I'm like, oh shit. And that's when I try to move. And that's when I realized, oh no, I can't move. It's sleep paralysis. I didn't know it was that until I was older, but yeah. So this next story is about clowns, so it's creepy because I hate clowns. I posted this on a similar trend before, but it's hands down the creepiest thing I've ever happened to me. Ooh, so it's been double posted. During lockdown, my husband and I would dream eerily similar things. The worst one was when I dreamt that I was helping a clown in my back garden to dig up a big hole. We dug and dug for what seemed like forever until the clown suddenly stopped and whispered in my ear, "You just dug your own grave." I woke up in such a panic that I woke up my husband, and he said that he's been having awful dreams too. Without missing a beat, he told me that he dreamt that a devil came to take me away and that the devil was dressed like a clown. Absolutely fucking not. That, ooh, it's got the chilly willies. Because what do you mean? Absolutely no. Mm-mm. Nope. Next. We're just not even gonna talk about that. Next. Okay, I don't know about creepy, but I got two good stories. One time, shortly after my grandma passed away, our heater stopped working. My dad went in the crawl space at 2 a.m. in absolutely freezing weather and lit the pilot and came back up. About 10 minutes later, the heat went off. He did this a few more times, then we bundled up for the night and waited until tomorrow. First thing the next day, a guy showed up. He comes back up a little later and tells my dad, "There's no reason your pilot light should have kept going out, but if it hadn't, y'all would have gone to sleep and never woken up from carbon monoxide poisoning." So, oh, my legging just moved and it freaked me out. Second story. If I talk like this, it looks creepy. Okay. Second story. I was 17. I had just got my license, so I was allowed to drive by myself instead of a learner's permit. I was on a straight road coming up on a green light. I had my guardian graduate. Wow. I had my graduation tassel hanging from my rearview mirror. All of a sudden, the tassel started swinging violently, as if it zigzagged the car really hard, but I was still going straight. Then, lightly in my head, I swear, I heard bells, like quiet church bells, not loud. I stomped on my brakes for no reason, right at the green light, and watched a car going 70 in a 45 flew through the red light. Then I took my foot off the brake, went through the green light, and pulled into a parking lot where I thought about it. I didn't panic. I didn't know any of me. I had no idea why. I just hit the brakes just because some strange little thing was happening. I'm telling you guys, some stuff like this freaks me out. But it's like, I don't know. Creepy stories. So good morning, guys. Thank you for joining me on my creepy series because I go through down rabbit holes and I don't know how to stop going down these rabbit holes. But yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you for listening. Don't forget you can listen to me on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and you can see my beautiful face on YouTube. Bye.